Midnight once meant shag carpets packed with neighbors, cold duck pouring, smoke drifting in the living room, while across Canada, nearly half of adults lit up indoors as the CBC countdown linked the nation. Those days are gone forever. But what did it actually feel like to ring in a new year before screens stole our attention? And why can't we ever return? The day began with a quiet sense of purpose. Carpets were vacuumed, counters cleared, and every window polished until the glass caught the last of the winter daylight. In kitchens across the suburbs, hands moved with practiced care, stacking the good plates, lining up the heavy stemware, and unpacking the fondue pot from its box, the cord still coiled from last year. The fondue set, a wedding gift, or a prize from a department store flyer, took its place of honor at the center of the table. Nearby, the special glasses, thinner and taller than the everyday tumblers, were lined up in rows, waiting for their moment. On the way home from work, someone stopped at the liquor store, coming back with a bottle of cold duck or baby duck, the foil-topped bottle tucked under one arm. At just 7% alcohol, it was sweet and cheap, made for nights like these, when everyone wanted a taste of celebration without breaking the bank. The label promised a little glamour, even if it was just in the living room. Children watched the transformation, eyes wide as the living room shifted from ordinary to festive. Garlands draped across the mantel, ashtrays emptied, then set out again, because nearly half the adults smoked and nobody thought twice. By dusk, lamps glowed softly in every corner, and the house felt ready, waiting for the sound of boots at the door, laughter in the hallway, and the first burst of cold air as the guests arrived. The first knock at the door sent a ripple through the house. Boots thudded onto the mat, cold air swirling around ankles as coats were peeled off and stacked in a growing heap on the spare bed. Neighbors arrived in clusters, cheeks flushed from the walkover, arms full of homemade treats or a bottle wrapped in a paper bag. The living room filled quickly, voices overlapping, laughter bouncing off the walls. Platform shoes and bell-bottoms pressed into the thick shag carpet, polyester sleeves brushing against each other as people made their way to the drinks table. Someone flicked a lighter open, and almost immediately, cigarettes glowed in every corner. In those years, about half the adults in Canada smoked, and nearly everyone lit up indoors, so the air grew dense and sweet, a haze settling low from the first hour. Ashtrays filled as fast as they were emptied, their contents mixed with the scent of perfume and aftershave. It was the kind of crowd where you squeezed sideways to get through, apologizing with a smile, coat sleeves catching on sequined dresses or corduroy jackets. The room pulsed with movement, old friends hugging by the window, new neighbors shaking hands near the record player, children darting between legs, their socks collecting static from the carpet. Every surface seemed alive, from the coffee table crowded with glasses to the armchairs claimed early by those who knew to grab a seat. The party had only just begun, but already the house felt transformed, every inch claimed by voices, warmth, and the shared anticipation of the night ahead. Platters crowded every surface, each one promising something you would never see on a Tuesday night. Fondue pots took center stage, their cords snaking out from beneath a mountain of bread cubes, broccoli, and mushrooms. Cheese bubbled thick and golden, while a second pot filled with chocolate waited for the dessert round. Strawberries and marshmallows lined up like little soldiers. Toothpicks jabbed cocktail weenies swimming in a glossy grape jelly sauce, and somewhere nearby a tray of rumaki. Bacon-wrapped mysteries disappeared almost as soon as it landed. Deviled eggs, their yolks piped high and dusted with paprika, sat in perfect rows on a platter borrowed from someone's wedding. Bowls of chips crowded around a tub of Lipton onion soup dip, the kind everyone recognized from the magazine ads. Jell-O molds glistened, catching the light, and a cheese ball rolled in walnuts anchored the far end of the table. Somewhere in the background, the record player spun to life. The hi-fi's needle dropped with a soft crackle. Then the first notes of ABBA's Dancing Queen drifted into the room. The Bee Gees followed, their harmonies bouncing off the walls, Then Donna Summer's voice shimmered above the laughter. Adults danced without a hint of self-consciousness, polyester sleeves brushing as hips swayed in time. The music never stopped. Someone always had another record ready, fingers smudged with onion dip, careful not to scratch the vinyl. Every song felt like an invitation, and for one night, the living room was a dance floor, the buffet table a passport to another world. The television glowed in the corner, its screen a steady beacon as the last minutes of the year slipped away. In that moment, every conversation faded to a hush. Plates were set down, laughter paused mid-sentence, and the record player needle lifted with a soft click. The room drew closer, bodies pressed shoulder to shoulder, shag carpet flattening under socked feet and party shoes. Someone turned up the volume. The familiar CBC logo flickered in color, linking living rooms from St. John's to Vancouver in real time. The first generation to watch the country count down together in full living color. No one reached for a phone. There were none to reach for. There was only the screen, the faces beside you, and the electric sense that something important was about to happen. Parents squeezed children's hands. Neighbors exchanged glances, eyes bright. The seconds ticked louder than any clock. 10, 9, 8. The whole room counted as one, voices tumbling over each other, hearts thumping in a single shared rhythm, waiting for the moment when everything would change. The instant the clock hit 12, the room erupted. Noisemakers blared, rattles and horns clashing with cheers that seemed to shake the windows. Someone popped a bottle, foam spilling over hands and carpet, while confetti saved from some forgotten Christmas cracker flew into the haze. Laughter collided with the sharp staccato of paper hats snapping open, neighbors hugging as if they had not seen each other in years. Lips met cheeks, foreheads, hands, everyone reaching for contact, grasping at the new year as if it might slip away. The air was thick with the smell of perfume, smoke, and something sweet from the buffet table. In the middle of it all, a familiar melody began, slow and uncertain at first. Should auld acquaintance be forgot? The words tumbled out, some sung loud and proud, others mumbled through tears or grins. It did not matter if anyone was in tune. For those few minutes, every voice belonged. Guy Lombardo's orchestra echoed from the television, the song binding strangers and friends together, just as it had in Canadian homes for decades. Arms linked, the circle swayed unevenly, party hats askew, voices rising in a single ragged chorus. For one bright moment, the whole room felt like family. Long after the cheers faded, a different kind of magic settled in. The air, still thick with the scent of smoke and sweet grape jelly, felt softer now. A child curled into the corner of the couch, a party hat slipping sideways, legs tucked beneath a blanket that smelled faintly of last summer's sun. In one small hand, a plastic champagne glass, clear and light and a little wobbly, caught the glow from the television. The grape juice inside had lost its fizz, but the cup itself felt impossibly grown up. Every clink from earlier echoed in memory, the sound of pretending to be part of something big. Around the room, adults drifted in and out of laughter, their voices a gentle hum. The shag carpet pressed warm against bare feet, polyester pajamas sticking slightly to skin. Eyes grew heavy, lids fluttering with each blink, but letting go of the moment felt unthinkable. Sometime after midnight, strong arms gathered the drowsy child and lifted them from the couch. The plastic flute, still in hand, bobbed gently as they were carried down the hall, past the muffled music, past the last shouts of the old year, into a quiet room where the party's warmth lingered, even as sleep finally arrived. Today, connection often happens through screens, not shared rooms. As celebrations become more digital, the warmth of those face-to-face moments grows rarer. The simplicity we lost, isn't just nostalgia. It's a reminder that real togetherness cannot be streamed. What do you miss most from those nights? Share your memories below.